The next topic is vendor master. So we have seen in the previous class about the material information. So what are the materials a company purchase or what are the materials a company produce, that is stored through a master file called material master. In the same way, where the company is doing the business with their business partners, nothing but the suppliers, nothing but the vendors, those suppliers information is stored in our SAP system as a vendor master. So basically a vendor, who is called a vendor? Okay, so vendor is also called as a business partner. A vendor can be treated as a business partner, good supplier, subcontractor, service agent, or freight forwarding agent. So a vendor master is a master file which contains the information of a particular vendor. So a vendor master is a master file which contains the information of a particular vendor. So what type of information we maintain? So vendor name and address, bank and accounting information, business terms of payment, purchasing information, partner functions, etc. So what is this partner functions means? So for example, I have three suppliers, vendor A, B and C. As a buyer, I'll create a purchase order to the vendor A, taking the vendor as a ordering vendor. But I receive the material from vendor B. What are the material I want? He's called a good supplier. And the payment is done to a vendor called C. Invoice presented. Provided these three vendors A, B and C belongs to same company. So partner functions we are discussing. So what is this partner functions? Okay. So first of all, before that, what is a vendor master? So a vendor master is a master file which contains the information of a particular vendor. So what type of information we can maintain? Vendor name and address, banking and accounting information, business terms of payment, purchasing information, partner functions, etc. So what is this partner functions? We have three suppliers, for example, A, B and C. Now I am the buyer, my company is in need of a material, so I'll create an order, purchase order to the ordering vendor A. And I will receive the material, whatever the material my company needs from vendor B, good supplier. And I will do the payment to the invoice presented to vendor C. So it means we are ordering to one vendor, receiving the material with some other vendor and doing the payment to some other vendor. Provided these three suppliers belong to same company. Okay, provided that these three suppliers belong to same company, we call it as a partner functions. So what is a partner functions? So partner functions are the functions or the roles that a vendor can perform. Partner functions are the functions or the roles that a vendor can perform. These roles are performed by a vendor or by some other business partner on behalf of him. Okay, so these roles are performed by a vendor or by some other business partner on behalf of him. So these are different partner functions what we have: ordering vendor, goods supplier, invoice presented, etc. So normally in the business process, to whichever the vendor we order the material, from that vendor only will receive the material. But in some cases this may happen. Conditions apply when three suppliers belong to same company. Next, types of suppliers. So depending upon the business requirement or the customer business process, we can subdivide the suppliers or segregate the suppliers into types of the vendors. So regular vendor means where the company is doing the business with the vendor regularly 24 by 7 365 days. That vendor we call as a regular vendor. Fixed vendor. So I have a material and I want to purchase the material with a particular supplier. Okay, then we can fix the vendor for a certain period. Okay, so that vendor is called a fixed supplier or fixed vendor. Next is one-time vendor. What is this one-time vendor? So you are doing the business regular with one vendor. At a certain point of time, he is unable to supply the material. Then alternative will go for another vendor. That is called one-time vendor. And next is service vendors. So like this, we'll have different types of suppliers as per the requirement of the client or the customer. And coming to the creation of the vendors in our SAP system, there are three ways to create a vendor in our SAP system. One is vendor with company code, second one vendor with purchasing organization, and vendor centrally. For example, we'll take vendor with company code, the first one. If you create a vendor with company code, then we can maintain only accounting information. As a result, we are able to create invoice for that particular supplier. That is, we can do the payment for that supplier, but not purchase order and goods receipt, as it does not contain any purchasing and inventory related information. So if you create a vendor with company code, we are able to create invoice. We are able to do the payment to the vendor, but we cannot order the material and we cannot receive the material from the supplier. Normally, this option is used by the financial consultant. Okay, the transaction code is FK010203. What is this 010203? FK01 is to create, 02 change, and 03 display. Suppose if we use this transaction code FK01023, the options you will get vendor, company code, and account group. Now see here, if I use FK01, you will get the options vendor, company code, account group. Next, vendor with purchasing organization. So if we create a vendor with purchasing organization, then we can maintain only purchasing information, and we are not able to create invoice, but we can create purchase order and goods receipt, as it does not contain any accounting information. So if you create a vendor with purchasing organization, we are able to create a purchase order and goods receipt, but not invoice, as it does not contain any accounting information, which is normally used by the MM. So the transaction code is MK010203. Create, change, and display. So if you use this transaction code MK01, you will get the options vendor, purchasing organization, account group. Next, vendor centrally. If you create a vendor centrally, then we can maintain both accounting and purchasing information. It means we can order the material, we can receive the material, we can create a GR, and we can do the payment, that we can create a invoice. So that's the reason we're supposed to use vendor centrally. The transaction code is XK010203. Here you will get the options vendor, company code, purchasing organization, account group. So total you will get the 4 options. See here, vendor, company code, purchasing organization, account group. So this is very important. Okay. Now we'll go for the configuration settings. SPRO, IMG, Logistic General, Business Partner, Vendor, Control. The first step, define account groups and field selection, vendor. And the second one, define number ranges for vendor master records. SPRO, IMG, Logistic General, Business Partner, Vendor, control the first step. Define account group and field selection in bracket vendor. Define account group and field selection in bracket vendor. Select the vendor account group 0002. Select the vendor account group 0002. Click on copy as. Rename the vendor account group. For example, I create as 2001 vendor account group 2001. Press enter, save. It's just an example, guys. You can create anything, but you copy from the vendor account group, standard vendor account group 302. That is important. Second step, define number ranges for vendor master records. Define number ranges for vendor master records. Click on intervals. Again click on interval. So give any number. So any number means you cannot use the existing number range numbers. These are all 02, 03, 04 and all. You cannot give the same one. So I'll give any number. For example 25. From number. So this concept is the same. So let's say 22012. I will take 2210. So don't waste unnecessary number ranges. Hardly will create 5 to 3 vendors minimum. Okay, maximum you can create. So hardly we can use 3 or 4 suppliers, more than enough. At the corner you have EXT. Suppose if you activate this indicator EXT, this number ranges is called external number ranges. So what is the fund of external number ranges? When you are creating the vendor, you need to enter the number at the beginning. Which number you will enter? Within the interval or within the range you have maintained. So that is the concept of external if you activate this indicator. If you don't activate, the concept is internal number ranges. So what is the fund of internal number ranges? When you save the vendor master, the system will display the number within the range interval what you created. Okay. So from number and to number. If you activate, for example, I'll show it how this fund of number ranges will work. Let us say I will activate this external. Okay. Press enter. Now see guys, system is displaying some message, interval already available. What does this mean? It means this number range number 25 which I am giving it is already there. So we'll check it less once again whether it's there or not. Yeah, see here someone already used as 25. So you cannot use again same one. Okay, that is very important. So intervals, click on interval, give any number, some other number. So let's say for example S1 22012 2210. I will activate EXT. Press enter. Now this time it is accepted because S1 is not there. So system has taken my number range number S1 and to this I maintain the interval 22012 2210 and I activated external. Save it. Press enter. Save it and press enter. Go back. Click on number range. Go back. Click on number range. Straight away click on position and enter your vendor account group what you created 2001. Exactly beside that, replace whatever the range you have and maintain S1 present and maintain S1. Save. Okay. Now ISQS. I will try to create a vendor. So as I told you, to create a vendor, we'll use the transaction code XK01, 02 and 03. We'll see now. Enter the company code, the purchasing organization what we created 2011 and the vendor account group what we created 2001. Now see here, external number ranges concept, what is that? The concept of external number range, you need to enter the number here. Okay. Now see here, when I press enter, the system is throwing a message in red color. So what is that message? See here, account group so and so uses external number assignment, specify an account number. Let us say I will enter whatever the number I want. For example, let's say I will enter the number whatever the number I want. Again you press enter. Again system is throwing a message, enter a number between 2201 to 2210. Why it is displaying this interval? Because to this vendor account group we have assigned the number range number S1. So this is a fund of external number ranges. External number range means at the beginning itself we need to define the number. Now in the background what I'll do is, intervals. We created S1 now I deactivate this external. Save it. Okay. Now this time see. Again refresh the screen. XK01. Now this time when I press enter, now see, in the vendor column I did not enter, you got a message as internal. So finally when you fill all the details, when you save it, the system displays the number. Please remember the fund of the number ranges, the concept of internal, the concept of external. Okay, so always we'll go for the internal number ranges only. So I'll go to the create a vendor XK01. Enter the company code, purchasing organization, account group. So why we need to go for internal, guys? Why not external? Because it is not so easy what will be the next number. So that's the reason system itself will generate the number automatically. So enter the company code, purchasing organization, account group. Press enter. The next screen you will get address. So here you enter your supplier address. So what are the address you want to enter? Some name, whatever it is, etc. Press enter. It will take to the next screen, control screen. Any information to be maintained, it is maintained by the finance, so will not maintain any information. Press enter. So payment transactions, any related banking information, anything to be maintained by the finance. Press enter. Contact persons, enter. Next we went to a screen called accounting information accounting. Here also this information is maintained by the finance in the real time, but here we maintain some information. What is that? Reconciliation account. In our training program, this called as a GL account, general ledger account. The reconciliation account is nothing but vendor credit account. Whenever the company will do the payment to the vendor, that payment will be credited to this account number 160000. This account number is standard in our training program, but not in the real time. In the real time, you will have some other number which is created by the finance. So while you are practicing also, you need to enter the same number 160000. At the same time, even the cash management group also A1. So these two parameters are standard in our training program. And even this information is maintained by the finance. But why you are maintaining? Because If you want to create an invoice for this supplier, if you want to do the payment for this supplier, you need to maintain this accounting information. So that's the reason we are maintaining this reconciliation account and cash management group. Enter. Next, payment transactions. So payment transactions are entered in three ways. Either you can maintain in the vendor master. If you don't maintain here, you can maintain purchase order. Even if you don't maintain purchase order, finally you can maintain in the invoice upon the requirement. So payment transaction accounting. So if you want to do the payment terms, so 0001. So payable immediately. Payable immediately means the moment the supplier send the material, release the payment. Suppose 0002. Suppose the company do the payment within 14 days, 3% of the discount. If it's 30 days, 2% of discount, like this. Enter. Again press enter. Now we are in purchasing data. So order currency. So what is the vendor order currency? Enter it. And payment transactions, same. And incurred terms. So these are also standard. For example, I'll take it as a CIF, cost, insurance and freight. And beside that give the vendor name. So what is this incurred terms means? Incurred terms specifies certain international recognized procedures at which the shipper who shipped the material and the receiving party who received the material must follow shipping instructions to be successfully completed. Incurred terms specifies certain international recognized procedures in which the shipper who shipped the material and the receiving party who received the material must follow shipping instructions to be successfully completed. Next here you have schema group vendor. This parameter we are going to use in a topic called pricing procedure. There this parameter plays major role. So what is the function of this schema group vendor? The main function of schema group vendor is to identify the right prices and the conditions maintained to the vendor. For example, just now we have taken the examples of vendors A, B and C. If I create a purchaser to the vendor A, I need to get the conditions, what are the conditions I maintain to the vendor A. It means the vendor A is able to give discounts, freight, tax, surcharge, etc. Suppose if I create a PO to the vendor B, the conditions are different to vendor A to B. So B is giving only gross price or tax. There is no discount. Suppose if I create a PO to the vendor C, he is not giving any discounts, any tax, straight away net price. So conditions are varying from supplier to supplier if you want to purchase the material. Therefore, this schema group vendor will control these parameters. Okay, so we have a separate topic called pricing procedure. This parameter plays major role. So basically the funda or the importance of this parameter is to determine the net or to determine the right net price and the conditions for the vendor. Next here you have GR based invoice verification. You have the meaning in the statement itself. GR based invoice verification. Normally invoice is done against the purchase order in most of the cases, 99.9999%. But still if you want to create an invoice based upon GR, you can activate this indicator. So invoice is done based upon the GR. Okay, so if it is there you can activate it, otherwise no need to have it. Next, acknowledgement required. Specifies whether PO is acknowledged by the vendor. And above that you have two parameters, automatic evaluated receipt settlement and returns. These two parameters we will discuss in a separate chapter called invoice verification. But the function of these two parameters is, suppose if I activate these two indicators, so no need to create an invoice. So it means for the payment, the company will not wait for the vendor invoice. Immediately if they receive the material, release the invoice for the payment. So that is the concept of ERS. So the main function of ERS is invoice is settled to the vendor automatically with reference to PO and GR. So this is so early to activate these indicators. We'll discuss in invoice verification. Next here you have automatic purchase order. Suppose if you activate this indicator, then this vendor is eligible to create a purchase order automatically. So here are some scenarios when there is material urgency is there we create automatic purchase order. So there we will use this indicator automatic. So here enter purchasing group and plan delivery time. So if you maintain here, no need to maintain the info record. So number of business working days required to receive the material from the external vendor. Press enter. So partner functions, we don't have it. Press enter. System is asking, do you want to save it or not? The moment when you click on yes, now see guys, the system has thrown a message, vendor 2201 has been created with company code so and so with purchasing order so and so. From where you got this number guys 2201? Because we have defined the number ranges to this account group. So similarly, I'll create another vendor. Enter, enter. Similarly, so while you are practicing also, at least you create 3 suppliers guys, remember. Okay. So minimum is 3, maximum is there is no limit, because at least we need 3 suppliers to discuss the scenarios in our MM, mainly the quotations and all. And so there is no limit to create a vendors. You can create as many vendors as you can, but minimum try to maintain 3. So it's more than enough. Like how we have seen the list of materials, in the same way we are able to see list of vendors MKVZ to display list of suppliers. I'll go to MKVZ. You want to see the list based upon your purchasing organization or search term or account group. Let us say I'll enter my created vendor account group. Execute. Now see here. The vendors are 2201, 2202 and 2203. Okay. So these vendor account groups, you can create whatever the account group you want to create. For example, you can create a vendor account group as, let's say for example, I'll create a vendor account group Z001 for regular vendors. Okay. Now Z002 for fixed vendors. So whenever you want to have the report list of vendors regularly or and all, you can go through this account group. So like this, you can create so many vendor account groups, guys. Okay. Service vendor like this. Okay. So whenever you go to the list of suppliers MKVZ, so here you can enter that Z001 account. So here we created only 2001. So like this, you can create n number of vendor account groups for list of suppliers based upon regular vendors. So you can get based upon that report and whatever things you want it. So this is about the master file called vendor master. So it contains information of a particular supplier. So he is also a business partner to the company. So even vendor is also called as a business partner, because he is doing the business, because we have a long-term relationship with our suppliers and the buyers. So vendor is also treated as a business partner only. The next master data is info record or purchasing info record. So what is this info record and what is this purchasing info record? In the purchase order, we have two ways to maintain net price and the conditions. So condition is discount, freight, surcharge, tax, etc. One is manually you can enter the net price and the conditions in the purchase order for a material and to the supplier. The second option is the moment when you enter the material, the moment when you enter the supplier in the purchase order, system itself will display the net price and the conditions automatically, provided if you maintain info record. Okay. So in the purchase order, we have two ways to maintain net price and the conditions. One is manually you enter all the details in the purchase order. The second option is automatically you get it, provided if you maintain the info record. So the basic funda of the info record is if you maintain the info record for a particular material and for particular vendor, that is very important. Okay, for a particular material and for a particular vendor, then when you try to create a PO, the system automatically displays the net price and the conditions. So this is about the info record master data that we are going to see in the tomorrow class.